Okay, here we are again at another point of experimentation. I want to experiment again. This is not necessarily, I mean, well, it's an effort to experiment, like, with this whole niching thing. See what I'm saying? Let's niche down, bro. Let's see what might happen if we just, tap into some disturbing females type content, right? Disturbing females. We might zoom in and look at the opposite end, right? Disturbing males and everything. But then, a whole lot of people are familiar with a plethora of men being disturbing. You see what I'm saying? I think this is just a little interesting spin on things, make things a little different, right? Okay, yeah. So 3 titles that we have today. Right, so 7 deadly sins as female YouTubers, something like that. Females who are exposed as preds. Ugh. Right? And we got what's the third one again? I forgot, man. Let's get into it though.
Sour momentum, passive with goodbyes. I'd rather you tell them, but now the truth is I've digressed from all the feelings, so it's forever though. When my mama's son missing, ain't no telling, do they love or did they kill him? The dominoes have fallen, we can't go back to beginning. This existential crisis.
Oh man, what's up with y'all, gang? I think y'all can hear what's up with me. Yeah, man, a little bit of that cold got your boy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's one of those, bro. Literally, man. I got 2 sets of bad news. Let me put it that way, right? 2 sets of bad news. I think 2 sets of good news as well. So I don't know which one y'all want to start with, the bad news or the good news. Okay, let me start with this one, right? First bad news. The people outside it's like they stay outside there, bro. It's like they live there at that point, bro. They just don't. It's just freaking a ruckus out there, bro. It's a noise, and they be sipping it up. But it's like there's nothing wrong with sipping it up. But it's like those everyday kind of people, gangs. Like what?
I don't like that shit for sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
At least give me some space then, bro. Let me work, bro. Come on, dog. Y'all can't be doing this like every day, though. Feel me? And I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, what pisses me off, right, the most is that it's the type that don't even keep up with like rant and you know what I'm saying. What's this? Their is a tenant. Yeah, their tenant consistency is just up, and they keep on just like being given opportunities and chances to just like what the fuck, ratchet ass mugs, you know what I'm saying? They keep on just like living for free, like to a point where it's like postponing their payments and things like it's just like one of those sloppy tenants, right? Fuck is, you know what I mean? And they drink every day, just make noise every day. Sometimes I just be trying to focus, you know what I mean? And then the other set of bad news, before we introduce this, I know I got it zoomed in and everything. Other set of bad news, bro. Yeah, the cold got me, bro. I told y'all, you know what I'm saying? I think it's audible now, right? You can hear the nasally type of sound. You know what I mean? It's like yesterday I couldn't even like stream because it was so congested, bro. It was just like gooiness going on inside it, you know what I'm saying? Just one sneeze was gonna just get all that waterworks on your screen going on over there. You know what I'm saying? That gooey work. You know what I'm saying? That ooey gooey stuff. So yeah, man. Today, I don't know. It's like it's been obstacles, reasons for me not to do it. But like at this point, I feel like I love it officially. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm into it that much, bro. I can't let it go no matter the condition. Now, the good news that I do have, I said I have 2 sets of bad news, 2 sets of good news. Good news that I do have is, you know what I'm saying, like, I pushed through, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Told y'all, I pushed through, bro. Yesterday, it was actually kind of worse. But, today, I'm still going through it. As y'all can hear, bro, like, you're going to hear a whole lot of that sniffing, like, the whole time. Because, it's kind of automatic at this point. It's kind of by default. Kind of happens by default because of what I'm going through. You see what I'm saying? But you know, we here, baby. Come on, we here. So it's good to see you either way, regardless, right? And then the others, what did I say? 2 sets of bad news? I guess it's just one though. I guess that is just what it is, man. I'm saying we win it. Now, the seven deadly sins as a female as female YouTubers. So okay, let's try that one more time. I can't even read. I told you, I'm through it under the weather. Now, one more time. The 7 deadly sins as female YouTubers. So I do not know what format of covering a topic this is by Paxto. But yeah, let's see what he means by this.
There are 7 female YouTubers who perfectly represent each of the 7 deadly sins, starting with lust.
So it's representation of these deadly sins. So we're rating each of these female YouTubers, you know, paralleling their intensity of degeneracy with just like the 7 deadly sins.
Best shown by degenerate 16-year-old TikToker Amelia Wu, who chases online clout by dancing and posing in lusty clothing. With more followers now than the population of Switzerland, Amelia started out in
dancing and posing in lusty clothing. Do you think she's one of those people that still subscribe to the whole, you know, sex sells type idea? Do people still take that kind of thing seriously too? Like, would be my question.
2022 with makeup tutorials and lip syncs.
Man, somebody tell me why I just asked that question, knowing damn well industries like the OF and how they move is just like maybe I just do a good job at just, you know, not focusing on those things or not being distracted, or at least trying to not be distracted by the point where it's like, yo, I hear this kind of thing and just nothing but bro, you may be worse than a retard at this point. I'm not gonna lie.
But over time, as her desire for fame grew, her content started taking a turn for the worse. What drew even more attention, however, was that some of these perverted TikToks featured her 25-year-old brother, leading to disgust from the community.
The brother's doing that with her? The brother, the reason she's doing that?
Including popular
brother?
The commentator, Miss YY.
This 16-year-old girl is showing off her cleavage online, her stomach, her posing in very promiscuous positions.
Now, despite this, Thomas keeps encouraging Amelia, causing the internet to voice its concern. Her relationship with her brother has always rubbed me the wrong way too. If it's not borderline incestuous, it's exploitation.
I didn't want to be the first one to say it. Don't want to be the first one to say the I word. The INCES. Is that how it goes?
At the very least, raising concerns about his influence on the teenager.
This is not how a happy and healthy 16-year-old girl behaves, right? Don't be fooled by this.
Little quick audio check. Wait. Yeah, I think we're good.
Smiles and the dance moves and the quirkiness and the trendiness online. Look deeper than that.
But the criticism hasn't held Amelia back as she continues pumping out depraved.
Bro, but I'm not gonna lie. People like this are always the people with like the utmost, the people that have the utmost levels of like stubbornness, bro. Or you never, or it's either that or somebody that had to change to be this way is because they've reached the end of themselves doing this kind of thing. So you know, this kind of mindset, you can never tell them otherwise. Facts.
TikToks with her brother. Their lust for online fame.
God, with the brother thing, that's what makes it the worst for me. Other dog. How do y'all think they look at each other? It's idiocy at this point. Idiocy.
However, pales in comparison to the gluttony of Ashley Barnes, a 17-year-old TikToker who's reckless and obsessive sexual.
Okay, so far, I think, you know, according to the age ranges that we've spotted, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's gonna be a theme of like teenage degeneracies, right? YouTube teenage degener. I think I might just spot a theme of teenagers. You see what I'm saying? The one thing I will add that we should, you know, consider having, you know, grace on teenagers for is the fact that they are. Yes, I'm gonna, you know, say the age-old cop-out excuse for them. They're kids. Your kids, bro, come on, bro. Mad impressionable. You see what I'm saying? I feel like this is the level at which, you know, even you, bro, you were trialing and erroring a whole bunch of things. It just wasn't online. It just wasn't online. It just wasn't recorded. Probably, I don't know. Okay, depending on what generation you're part of. So you know what I'm saying? Them being like young and everything like that, bro. Sure, people can have a little bit of grace for me. But then again, yo. Depends on what they've been on. Depends on what they do. Depends on what they do, bro. See what I'm saying? Some of these things are not having graceable out here.
Acts were brutally exposed by a fellow influencer.
Okay.
More of those things.
So what is it? Gluttony? What is that? Is that what?
More shots, 2 things of sex, like handcuffs, and then she has pheromone spray. That's what she kept spraying all day.
Before her depraved actions became public knowledge, Ashley looked like just another teenage influencer sharing life advice with her 2.5 million followers. But this image would fall apart in July of 2025 when a few of her former friends came forward with a disturbing story about her.
What happened?
While she was making content in LA.
We were the closest people to Ashley, her ex-girlfriend and her best friend, and we cannot believe she would do this stuff to her friends.
However, the most detailed account of Ashley's twisted indulgences came from Brad Mason, who explained how she forced him and other underage TikTokers
bro, you gotta blur these things though, gang. Man, you gotta blur these things, bruh. Oh my god, I forgot I'm dealing with Paxto. Fuck. God, I'm dealing with Paxto. Yo, I know y'all know about this whole thing where, okay, actually, to be honest, can't remember if it's Hick Speaks or maybe Astral D. I can't remember at this point. Between those kind of content creators, bro, I think there's a content creator that like came out with the fact that they got stricken for, you know, some content they were reacting to, where at the same time that original, you know, video that they were reacting to, the original thing, was not stricken, but then they got demonetized to a point of getting demonetized, something of that nature. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to risk nothing too, man. They might just fuck around like stripe my stuff, you know, and leave your thing alone, bro. Like, so be careful, nigga. I'm still saying I'm mad nervous out here. Okay, look, I will take accountability. Look, I will take a bit of accountability. I'm the one that picks out the content, blah, blah, blah. But then again, at the same time, I told y'all, bro, like, my social experiment right now only allows me to just, you know, pick out the content according to the thumbnail and the title. You feel me? I can't pre-watch the things, man. Makes it less interesting, in my opinion. I'm not gonna lie.
Toward sexual acts during their stay at a hotel.
And she like
TikTokers toward sexual acts during their stay at a hotel.
And she like starts like spraying pheromone spray. If you guys don't know what that is, it kind of like releases hormones in a way.
But
pheromone spray.
The spray would just be the tip of the iceberg.
So then she wanted to play Dare or Drink, right? And then she kept wanting.
Wait, what's up? Yo. Oh shit, yo, I forgot y'all be blacking out when I press that other button. Golly, yo, my fault, gang. You good, gang? Shit, my fault, bro. Sorry, I won't touch that button no more. Bro, fuck. So yeah, what did I want to do again? I wanted to find out what the hell pheromone spray is, man. Spraying pheromone spray. Let me hear from co-pilot. Yo, co-pilot, what is pheromone spray?
Pheromone sprays are marketed as products that can enhance attraction by using synthetic versions of chemicals found in human sweat and body secretions. These chemicals are intended to mimic natural pheromones, and while some lab studies have shown that these compounds can influence mood or hormone levels...
So how does it smell? Does it smell sweet? Does it smell disgusting? Does it smell like sweat? How does it smell? Does it smell like a guy after like a long day at football practice, like, or a long session of coitus? Like, what are we talking about? Like sweat, human sweat, and what? Like, what is that? How does it smell? Like, what's the flavor?
Pheromone sprays usually have a scent that's more like a typical fragrance than anything sweat-like. They often smell sweet, musky or clean, similar to regular colognes or perfumes. They aren't designed to smell like actual heel and sweat.
Are you sure? Alright. Huh?
Getting people to make out with everyone, and we're like, no.
Now, despite these protests, Ashley continued making Brad and her other guests uncomfortable.
She changes into like really, really small shorts, right? The whole time she's like the whole time while like this truth or dare thing goes on, she's like spreading her legs open, like all that stuff, like lifting her like shirt up to here, like.
But Ashley's actions would only worsen after she crossed a major line with Brad.
And then she like gets like into my bed, and I'm bro, I'm like trying to act like I'm asleep, and like I get away from her.
This idea of Ashley forcing.
I feel like she was supposed to be on the pred list, nigga. You know, the one that this one right here. Let me show you. On this side, see this? It's coming, by the way. It's coming. It's the next one. The YouTubers who got exposed as predators. Let me see if y'all can see that. Yeah, I think she was supposed to be on that one.
Forcing herself on people would also be echoed by fellow TikToker Capri, who was present.
Damn, that almost looked like young boy. You know what I'm saying?
With her that night.
I grab her, get her off. Stop. I have a girlfriend.
Right.
Okay. What? Sits up again. In my shirt. I'm like, oh no. Like, oh, like, bro, stop that shit. Like, I got, bro, like, stop.
After this expose, Ashley's reputation would fall off a cliff, especially after Brad showed the disturbing contents of her drawer to support his story. Her behavior is so disgusting. She knows that no means no. I don't care if she's 17, she knows better. This backlash forced Ashley to
and she's 17. Damn, I kind of forgot that a little bit. I forgot. Like, okay, yeah, for like a 17-year-old, like, yo. What is she thinking?
Try and save face by blaming her addiction issues before quietly slipping into the shadows. While her sexual deviance traumatized the people around her, it didn't create the kind of national outcry caused by the...
Okay, what do y'all think, though? Let me put it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think? Sexual deviancy, right? Not deviancy, but I feel like being risky, sexually as a teenager, I feel like that comes with the mindset of maybe experimentation. A lot of things come through sort of as experimentation when you're that young, you know what I'm saying? And it might be this one thing that just like tickles at your fancy, that the word sort of piques your interest so hard that you kind of obsess over it to a point where it's like, yo, you look like a degenerate of that sort of thing, aka with was it Ashley Barnes? Yeah, her situation, it was sexual expression and manipulation. See what I'm saying? And sex farming, sexual attention farming, we put it that way, right? So, you know, doing all that as a teenager, do you think, okay, let me put it to you like this, which one do you think is worse, acting that way as a 14-year-old, no, let me say 15-year-old, versus acting that way as a 51-year-old? Which one do you think is better? I'm talking about like how them dudes was describing how, like, what she was doing, you know, that attention, trying to, you know, use what was pheromone spray and shit like that. Heavy pick me vibes, right? 15 or 51, which is worse though? Because you know why I want to ask it to you like this. Okay, look, as a 15-year-old nigga, yeah, it's like the only message, obviously, in a perfect world is, yo, stay in line, do your homework, listen to your old folks. You know what I'm saying? That's it, that's all. Be disciplined, be respectful to your elders, etc. like that. But do you think that, bro, consider the world we live in. Teenagers are mad degenerate, bro. So I'm saying, okay, what kind of degeneracy would you prefer? You know what I'm saying? Your child being just like too sexually, just let me put it like sexually super curious, versus what street curious. Which one do you think is the worst? Street curious, you know, gang banging by the age 14, 13, 15, or you know, having a bunch of girlfriends, and then you know this guy's probably like exploring sexually, like, you know, a bunch of girlfriends from school, this, that, and the thing. Like, and that's probably maybe the worst that you hear about your kid, whatever. Or maybe, okay, look, the worst that you may hear about your kid in that sort of scenario is maybe if you got a son, him getting pregnant, or if it's a daughter, her getting pregnant at that age, right? Versus, man, your 15-year-old catching bodies out here outside, killing people for real. Which degeneracy would you prefer? Let's talk about it. Okay, then. Now, that's why I was posing the question of, like, okay, a teenager will have degeneracies, gang. I'm saying in the perfect world, it's like, yeah, this is what we preach. And, you know, just because we're out here online, you know, we appeal to, like, you know, public people to certain degrees. It doesn't mean we shouldn't, like, you know, express aspects of the real world. The real world is that teenagers degenerate. So, but then would you prefer that kind of degeneracy from a teenager or from a 51-year-old? Let me flip it to street shit, right? Would you tolerate, okay, street shit, gang shit, murder shit, all that kind of stuff is crazy anyway. It's like that's demon stuff anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, ban it anyway. But because it exists, where do you think it's more expected? Is it the 15-year-old or the 51-year-old? I'm saying I'll leave that question for y'all there. So, man, I be yapping so much I forgot my point. Let's keep going.
The greed of Heather Morgan, aka Razzlecon, whose thirst for stealing Bitcoin with her husband even made it to the news.
Breaking overnight, nearly 100,000 Bitcoins have been stolen from exchange platform Bitfinex.
Unsurprisingly, an amount as large as $70 million back then forced Homeland Security and the IRS to investigate the matter. At the time, they had no luck, only later discovering that Heather and her husband had moved their stolen Bitcoin to the dark web, refusing to spend any of it in case it tipped them off.
Yo, y'all know I've never been on the dark web, gang. How is it there, dog? Any of y'all touch those kind of streets? The dark web. What does it look like? Is it the incognito tab? When you go on the internet through your incognito tab, is that the dark? Okay, no, of course not. Of course. Okay, bad joke. Okay. Give it a rest. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what is the dark web, bro? Anybody can share a link or some shit? Anybody care to like share a link, man? Get to it. Maybe we could react to some dark web. Nope.
After a year of not touching it, the couple laundered the money through thousands of wallet transfers and fake identities. But with the value of crypto reaching new heights in 2017, even the Bitcoin bandits weren't prepared for their Bitcoin becoming worth $4.5 billion, making it the biggest heist ever in US history. Fortunately for the government, Heather, in the middle of this billion-dollar operation, decided to expand her social media presence using the stolen funds.
Never been much for
God, you know what I was about to ask y'all? Bro, could you ever keep that a secret ever? Like, or if you're a secretive person and you feel like you've mastered the art of keeping a secret, it's like, to what end do you keep, like, what was it, 4.5 billion? A secret? Ooh, I can understand why she eventually, like, had to show this shit, man. To some level.
Rather do my jerk off dance.
In the end, though, it wasn't the terrible music that led to their downfall.
But I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, being this corny, but knowing that I got billions, let's do it all day. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'd be myself all day too. Give a fuck how crazy it is, man. Feel me?
Downfall, but a single online purchase that the FBI traced to their Bitcoin accounts and home address in 2022. After getting arrested, Heather would be hit with an 18-month prison sentence, temporarily pausing her social media dreams. This was still a relatively soft punishment compared to her husband's, who faced 5 years of jail time since he masterminded the crypto hack. But while Heather's fortune was undone by her greed, some YouTubers don't even want to make an effort.
Before we go to some other YouTubers that are doing an effort, a little moment of silence for the incision. Sing.